Hi, it's Ronnie and welcome to my channel and the telephone game YouTube Hop with the Secret Not Secret Kit Club. I'm part of the Inspiring Influencers and Jessica passed this layout on to me and I am going to create my layout by just looking at hers. Although I'm number 6 in line on this one and there is 9 total, I'm just going to go by what hers is. Because that's what the fun of the hop is, not knowing what anybody behind her layout looks like. And I myself just like to take a glance at it and note what is going on. So mine might have a few variants just because I can't remember. I do know there's a centerpiece straight down the line, and I had this scrap, and it's Paper Studios. It's kind of on the thin side, so it's better to add it to cardstock to start with. But it's really pretty. It's a teal, and of course it looks rustic, and gosh, you can't help but like it. So it's going to go down the center. And last time we did the telephone hop, I did not even notice that the paper was mounted on another piece of paper. It had a layer behind it. So I made sure I glanced to look, and this one does have. And so I made sure I put it in my stack so I wouldn't forget it and added it to my layout. So I'm going to do mine in black because the wood grain there has black grooves, and I'm going to use black a few more times in my layout too. I am inking the side because this is pretty thin. I mean, it's Paper Studio. It might be gorgeous, but it is thin. And it does have white core and, well, white on the other side. So I am inking the edges so they won't look white. And I don't guess I cut it very straight the last time I cut because it is a scrap, and maybe I used one of my other trimmers that weren't too sharp. I did notice that she had some kind of, looked like a spray on hers, and I'm going to use ink and a stencil instead in the upper left and the bottom right on the sides of that, her centerpiece. And she does have 2 borders. I noticed that after I started my video, and I only put one. I remember looking at it and telling myself, okay, put black down each side to match your bottom layer here. And then I forgot I only have the 1 border on each side of the wood grain. But yeah, I'm not going to go back and change it because that's part of the fun of the telephone hop, that there are variances in each layout. And I so love to play all those videos and watch them from beginning to end to see the difference. I can't wait till the next day to see the next one. These 2 pictures, that's my grandson, and that's with him is his mama. And we had gone out to eat at a steakhouse, and we were sitting there talking for a while, and she says, why don't we go to the park or something? Of course, I said, yeah. And I had my camera in the car. I started to take it to the steakhouse, but then I decided, no, I'll wait till we get out, and then I just take their picture because they were driving through. She'd been visiting her grandma, great-grandma, and she was come to visit me for the afternoon and then going to visit her uncle in another town. So her weekend was full of travel besides visiting. This is it's a Close My Heart waxy flax, so it's kind of a little on the stiff side. It's not as flexible as some. I don't have a whole lot left, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and use it for a while if I don't misplace it or something, and use it up, and then that way I'll just have the brown twine that I have. I didn't mount that one on foam tape, but I am going to put this one, well, I wanted to use that frame, and if I hadn't cut the picture down to match what was on the layout, because I did look at it when I got it, of course, and I thought, well, it's got one big picture and one little. And I still think both of mine are bigger than hers, but I did cut both of them down a little bit. Anyway, if I hadn't cut that one down, I could have just put it in the frame and then trimmed it, but I didn't think about that when I was doing it. And hers had a doily, and I didn't want to use a doily this time, although I love doilies. And so I used my viewfinder, which, you know, I love it too. And I thought about doing it in black, but I ended up doing it in the craft paper instead. And it's not a very expensive 8.5 by 11 pack of craft paper from Walmart, Hobby Lobby. And of course, I got it 40% off, probably, maybe even half price. So I didn't pay much for it, but I've gotten a lot of use out of it because it's been a few years since I bought it and there's still quite a few sheets. But I wanted to use it. And after I ended up putting that tag in front of it, I thought maybe I should have used black. It might have gone just a little bit better, but I didn't. The little banner that I added says Trailhead, and then it has a boot print. And all the little pieces of ephemera that I'm going to be using, it came from Simple Stories Happy Camping, I think is what it is. But I thought I'd go with this. And so I pulled the ones that I thought would go with this out because this park does have a trail that you can walk on. And we were all over the place taking pictures. I took my tags, which are I used Tim Holtz dies for them. And I took them and put them through an embossing folder that was Cuttlebug. And I think it's weathered wood is what it's called. I think. I can't tell for sure. All it says is Cuttlebug on there. You'd think they'd put the name on there. So if you were doing a video and wanted to support them, you could say what the name of it was. But I'm kind of thinking it's weathered wood or something. That's what it looks like anyway. And I inked it in tea-dye ink. And I'm going to add some ephemera to that. And that die that's in the background, I believe that is Stamping Up. It come in a set, and it was like Swirly Shapes was the name of it. And I got several, but I divided them up on my magnetic sheets so they all weren't in the same envelope no more. Yeah, my envelope that I got with them shouldn't have done it, but it split down the side, and I put duct tape it on for a while. And then when I decided to split everything up, I just put fun shapes and hearts together, and see, there was a heart in there also. And so the heart went in the other. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Stamping Up Swirly Dies, which is discontinued, and you might have trouble finding it, but it's fun. You might be able to find it on eBay because it is fun. I cut this one off, and I'm going to go ahead and use the other half down there underneath the together. You're not going to see it very well by the time I add everything else, but you can see it if you're looking. I'm adding a banner up there that says Fresh Air, and I did put it on foam tape. First, I think I put it on, just put adhesive behind it, but then I changed my mind and decided to add foam tape. And I added a label behind it to add some of that orange color up there. I'm trying to see what I am doing. Oh, those are the stars. I used my star punch and a sheet of cork that has adhesive on the back that I got from Jennifer Rellis. She sent me some happy mail. And I thought, I'm going to make sure my hearts have cork on it this time. And it punches pretty good on the punch. The only thing that looks jagged when the punch is done is the release paper on the back. But the star looks great. And I'm just scattering them around the page. And I showed you all Tim Holtz dies. And they are, I guess, I think they're like winter ones. But I'm going to pull the pine out, and that's what I'm going to use on my layout. But I'm going to forget them for a few minutes, and I'm going to think, boy, I was thinking I had it figured in my head with another color. Why isn't it looking so monochromatic, really? I mean, close to it, except for that little bit of teal. And then I remembered, I got to get those dyes out. But first I'm adding some splattering because I thought I was done, and I was still thinking what was the matter with my layout. As soon as I add the splatters, I remember. So they're a little wet, and I do end up smearing some, down there by the bottom tag and the star, that big star down there. Yeah, I put my hand right on top of it. But at least it's on the wood grain and not on the cream colored part, so it don't show near as bad. I mean, it just barely smeared it. Barely. Because, well, I did think of it just as I was doing it. Um, I've got the foam tape out. Oh, I never did put the viewpoint down. It was just laying there I noticed it when I was getting ready to put some pine under there or something. No, I hadn't even got the pine out yet, but I did notice it and I put some foam tape underneath it. But I guess I was just laying it there testing it out and forgot. But I put together as my title and I thought about making it longer. But this is a hop and she had a one-word title. So I thought I'd go with the one-word title, even though I love long ones. And I'm cutting these pine branches. I started to say boughs, but I don't know if they're that big. I think those are pretty big. I think they put quite a few there together to make it that. So these are pine branches, and I'm cutting them apart so that they can go farther and just add a little bit of green here and there. And then I will be done with my layout. I don't think I add anything else to it. But it will take me a minute or so to add them all. But if y'all look down there below, you will see the link to the next person in line, who is Cynthia. And hers will be tomorrow, of course. And then I think there's 2 more people after her. But I think there's 1 or 2 other hops going on. And then it's on Instagram too. So there will be links for Instagram down there. And that's it. That's my layout. And if you leave a comment below, I'll get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you who already are, thank you so much. And there's my together and viewpoint that I forgot to adhere down. And I got a boot and trees hiking. I mean, that don't even make sense now that I'm looking at it. I might have to figure out something else. I don't know what I was thinking when I put trees hiking there. I might have to move the trees somewhere else. But that's it. That's my layout. I hope y'all have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.